This program brought to you by Smiths Holden, Corio Bay Health Group, Buckley's Entertainment Centre.
And welcome back, in a great interview there in the last segment by Chris Carlin, the coach of the Geelong West Cheetahs, and hopefully they will move from where they are at the moment and get better as the year goes on. Big round of matches on this afternoon, and of course the 94.7 match of the round is, I'll just stick with my notes here, is out at the Winter Resort, and it is the Belmont Lions, and they take on the Geelong West Cheetahs, who we were just speaking about before. Big game out there. One thing about it, one of these sides that are struggling, Dale, will probably start off the season now with a win.
Oh, it could be a draw.
Oh, shoot, don't start that.
Look, I suppose Belmont Lions have played some pretty good football. I suppose their squad's changed a fair bit out there. They've got a new coach. Obviously, their second half out against Corio wasn't too bad, but they got away with them in the first half. But yeah, look, they'll need to start the game pretty well. From all reports, the manager says that bloke called Pt3 is a pretty good on-baller, plays through the middle of the ground, and Jamie Duggan has continued on his good form from last year, kicking 5 goals. But look, they're going to need to have a really good team effort to stretch Geelong West as much as they can, and I think a positive start from either side will see the game go that way. So, as I said, I don't know much about these sides. As I said, the names through the Geelong West side don't appear to have changed all that much, so whether they picked up a couple of recruits we're still not aware of, I'm not too sure. But on the other hand, as I said, Belmont Lions team looks like it's changed a little bit. They've still got the base of Gallagher. He's there. He's still a good footballer, and there was a good player for him last year, so we'll need to show some continued improvement. But look, only because it's at Belmont, I'm going to go for them, and Belmont Lions might record their first win.
Oh, big tip there, Smithy. What about you, Jace? Can Geelong West start the season off, or round 2 with a win?
Well, it's Belmont always seem to play well at home. They do have a big turnover of players. I'm waiting to see B. Coughlin's name actually turn up one day in the seniors. He'll play one day, the big fella, the producer. But I don't know, it'll be an interesting game. I wouldn't put past being a draw. Dale, don't discount that. They might have a draw. It's going to be pretty tight, I think. But I think the Lions at home maybe just.
Okay, well, it should be a fantastic game anyway. And one thing for sure, it'll probably be reasonably close, so it'll be a great game. If you can't get out to the Winter Resort this afternoon, you can tune in, of course, 94.7 The Pulse from 1:30. Listen to Jason Doherty, Cal Lowther, the bar manager of the Morrick Hotel, and Dale Smith will be a fantastic call indeed. Out at the Inverleigh Oval, the Inverleigh Hawks, after coming off a loss last weekend, take on a very, very well-running machine in the East Geelong Eagles. And I'll start with you, Jace. You think Inverleigh can bounce back and have a crack at them or not?
No.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to say something?
Yeah, okay, you want to elaborate a little bit.
I think, look, East Geelong were talked of in the pre-season as being pretty good favourites for the flag. They didn't show anything on Saturday that would state otherwise. Inverleigh played pretty well against Bellpost Hill, but I think any side that's going to have maybe Scrobelac and Murphy and a couple of others up forward, Ryan Closter, I think they're going to be pretty hard to stop. And I think even out at Inverleigh, I think East Geelong may have too many guns.
Pretty impressive on last Saturday, Dale. Lucas Murphy booting 8 goals. Obviously a century goal kicker with Barwon Heads and another year. I think he kicked 92 another year. So they've recruited well there.
Look, he's a mature age recruit, but in this league, he's going to be a fair, much like they say he's a gun. They reckon Closter, we saw Closter play, and I reckon he's good, but they reckon this bloke's better than him. So if you're going to sit those two blokes in a goal square, and as Jason said, if you have Scrobelac, maybe, I think even Primke played through the half-forward line this week. You've got 3 good marking options that are going to take a fair bit of stopping. So, look, it's not a good initiation for Inverleigh, unfortunately. They've got a couple of good blokes back there. We've spoken about David Peel and Muir coming back into the side. You know, Nelson's, I reckon, is a good player for them. Quinn Libben's a good player for them. If they're going to beat East Geelong, I think it has to be windy. I think it has to be a bit of rain. The ball's going to be on the ground a fair bit, because if it's dry, I don't think they're going to be able to fly with them in the air. So, unfortunately for Inverleigh, I think East Geelong will get the points for them out there.
And of course, on your screen at the moment, folks, is some of the footage from last week's game out at Footrod Flats between the North Geelong Footy Club and the Anarchy Roos. So it was certainly, the ground was in magnificent condition out there. It's probably one of the best conditioned grounds I've seen for a long time out at Anarchy. So well done to the curator out there, whoever it is, out at the Devils Playground. The Corio Devils, they take on Bellpost Hill. Smarting, of course, after unfurling their flag last weekend, going on nicely there. Out of Corio, they're pretty hard up to crack sometimes, I think. Yeah,
again, probably a little bit on the unknown this year, but they've got still a basis of good players through there. They've brought up a lot of the young kids, and that's where they're going to go with. It's going to be interesting because Bellpost Hill, I don't think they've dropped off at all. They haven't worried about the premiership hangover. They just got on with the business last week. Inverleigh wouldn't have been an easy contest, and we said that Inverleigh played quite well. So you would expect that Bellpost Hill, through their experience in their side, would account for Corio at home.
Right, Jason.
Yeah, I think Belpost still have lost 3 or 4 players from their premiership team, but they still look pretty good down the spine and their midfield. Corio, one thing for sure with Mark McDowell, they will be fit. They'll be able to run out 4 quarters because you'll have them fit, but I think the Panthers will win.
Okay, so Panthers for Jason as well. Up at the Duck Pond, Werribee Centrals take on the Anarchy Roos, and I reckon this is going to be a cracker of a game because both sides have started off pretty well for 2011. Dale, I'll go to you. The Duck Pond, very hunting ground for Werribee Centrals. Can they knock off Anarchy?
Yeah, they probably can, I would think. Unfortunately, I don't think Wilson, their ruckman, is playing. He's got some cricket trip commitments. At this stage of the year, it's probably not the best thing to start for them. They're going to go up there with 3 other players that won't play in the game, I believe. But they've got 2 or 3 other players. Parsons, I think we spoke about last week on the air, was supposed to be a really good player for them. I think he played with them originally, went back to Lara, and is coming back again to play. So he'll be an important recruit. Look, they can play the game, no doubt about it. Their back 6 last week were as solid as I've seen Anarchy's back 6 for some time. Rickett was tremendous. Collins was tremendous. Lazarick, Davis, even though he kept 7 kicked on, it was only through that 3rd quarter they really struggled. So look, big task. I think Werribee started well, and Rosenweed kicked 8 in the 2s last week, so he could be an important inclusion as well.
Jason, Werribee Centrals or Anarchy?
Werribee.
Thank you.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. The producer started to do his hands.
Werribee.
It's a shocking sight. Out at the Keith Barclay Oval, the North Geelong Magpies hoping to bounce back, take on another club that lost their first round last week in the Winchelsea Blues. I'll go to you, Jace. Give North Geelong any chance at all?
No, Winch.
No, come on. Come on. Don't get on the...
Just joking. No, I think Frank will have them primed. They have trouble with Winch, though. Have had trouble with Winch in past years, especially at the Keith Barclay Oval as well, but I think the Magpies might bounce back.
Smithy, say North Geelong.
Oh, I will, but they've got to find someone. Young Sean King was at the fence last week, whether he'll play, but they need to find that link through centre half forward. They were very much held up through the half forward line last week. They need to get over that top of that line to get to Briggy. So if they can do that easily, I think they'll win it. But if not, I'm going to tip Winch. How's that?
Oh, there we go. Geez, don't even go there.
That's a 50-50. That's really
hedge your bets. Well
okay, very quickly. The old combatants out at the Godfrey Street ground, the Thunderdome. Thompson and Bannockburn have had some great tussles in the finals over the last few years, particularly since the start of the 2000 century there, or what do you call it, 21st century, going on very nicely. But Thompson, pretty ordinary last week, Jace, weren't they?
They were. East Geelong touched them up and got some new coaches, new players and everything. Oh, in the football.
It is breakfast.
And I think they might struggle again today against Bannockburn, who look like it's the same as you were last year. And I think they might win.
Smithy.
Yeah, I'll go to Country Tigers, mate.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Fantastic.
As long as we start the day
we know one of the Tigers will definitely have a win. Well, there it is for another Saturday morning, folks. Thanks for having us. Your players, fantastic indeed. Don't forget the 94.7 match of the round this afternoon is out at the Winter Resort. And, of course, the Belmont Lions take on the Geelong West Cheetahs. Have a great afternoon in football. We'll see you all again next Saturday morning. Bye.
This program brought to you by Smiths Holden, Corio Bay Health Group, Buckley's Entertainment Centre.